Elders, believers, Muslims, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Hayya salah, hayya salah, hayya falah, hayya falah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar,
Allahu Akbar.
La ilaha illallah.
La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasul.
Thank you. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. ما يهده الله فلا مضل له وما يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. الله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن الكريم: يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وكفاها منهم رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تتصلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا واتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا واتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلحكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم، وما يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. صدق Allah Azim. That is, all praises are due to Allah. We praise Him and we beseech Him for help, and we seek and we ask for His protection, and we seek refuge from Allah from the mischief of our own minds and from the evil consequences of our deeds. Whomsoever Allah guides, there is no one who can lead astray, and whomsoever He leads astray shall find no guide. I openly bear witness and testify that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah, and that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the seal of the Anbiya. He is the seal of the Rasul, and we ask Allah Azza wa Jal for His choicest blessings forever to be upon our beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allah Ta'ala goes on to say in the Quran: O mankind, reverence your guardian Lord who created you from a single person and created of his like nature his mate, and from them both He scattered countless men and women. Reverence Allah through whom you demand your mutual rights, and reverence the wombs that bore you. for Allah is ever the watcher over you. Allah Ta'ala says, "O you who believe, fear Allah as he should be feared, and die not except in the state of Islam. O you who believe, fear Allah and always say a word to the right, that he may make our conduct whole and sound, and forgive us our sins. He that obeys Allah and his holy last messenger, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, has achieved the highest of achievement in this life. May Allah Ta'ala forgive us all our shortcomings and our sins, and have mercy on our souls in this life and in the hereafter. Dear beloved Muslims, Ramadan is right upon us. And as we spoke about last week, we was trying to call our attention to not only the reverence of Allah Azza wa Jalla, but also calling our attention to know who Allah Ta'ala is. But, you know, as Ramadan approaches us, we have to decide some things personally, because Ramadan, as much as it comes across as a community effort, or a community program, or a community conglomeration, Ramadan is an individual effort. Ramadan is an individual effort. And Ramadan speaks to our ibadah. And in this case, we are talking about two types of ibadah. Direct ibadah, or ibadah of worship, and ibadah of mundane things, or things that we do in our everyday life. We know as Muslims, through the Prophet ﷺ, that everything that a Muslim or Muslima does in and around their life, whether it's business, whether it's worship, whether it's traveling, everything that we do is an act of worship. Everything that we try to ascertain in this life is to be pleasing to Allah in our deeds, in our talk, in our speech. So we have to ask ourselves, what are we trying to accomplish this Ramadan that will last us until next Ramadan? That's if Allah Ta'ala allows us to see the first and the last day of Ramadan, inshallah, because there is no guarantee. I got word today that a brother of mine in the DC area, he returned to Allah last night. He was just at the dinner table with his family, in the Raqeeb, and Allah took his soul. Just that quick. So there is no guarantee for us. So now, knowing that there is no guarantee that we will go forth on the next day, but if by chance Allah Ta'ala allows us to see the first and the last day of Ramadan, what are you trying to do? What are we trying to accomplish this Ramadan that will last us until the next Ramadan, or at least last us throughout the year? Because if you notice and you be honest with yourself, the closer and closer Ramadan get, certain parts of your nature, or certain parts of your attributes, or certain part of yourself starts to rise. And you can almost see where you are neglectful in your ibadah, either in worship, or in speech, or in kindness to our wives, or in business. We get slack. You know, Ramadan comes, and what Ta'ala said is a prescription. The Prophet ﷺ said it's a prescription for us. So now, so the last prescription we had just is running out. We down to the last few pills. SubhanAllah. Allah is truly merciful. So we're going to come down to the last few pills. We trying to struggle in there without getting a heart attack, without having our brains blow up on us. But you know how in the new year, in this society, they make resolution, New Year's resolutions. They say, okay, I'm gonna lose weight this year, I'm gonna try to do this year, this, that, and the other. This is the month for us, and I'm not trying to say that we have to have it, but this is a month that we should ask Allah Ta'ala for those things that we are trying to improve in our ibadah or in our worship to Him. So now, how many of us have perfected our salah? Perfected it to the point that we get nervous, or it has become so habitual that we don't think nothing about it. Which one is it? Because if you are coming to Allah in the position of salah, in the position of a servant, then that should be an easy conversation, but it should also be kind of a strenuous conversation, because it may be your last salah. It may be the last time that you are able to make the fard salat in the prescription that the Prophet ﷺ has shown us, and it may be your last time that you can be able to make dua to Allah Ta'ala. So that conversation or that interaction with Allah Ta'ala and that act of ibadah should be something that is very, very serious to us. So when we come to the line for salat, it should be something that we have on our mind. Our fasting. What are you trying to gain out of your fasting this year that you didn't get last year? What are we trying to achieve? You know, if the Holy Last Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that a person that just deprives himself of drinking food and it is not for the pleasure of Allah Ta'ala, his fast is not accepted. So we have to make sure that our niyat as well as our khushu is on and directed towards pleasing Allah Azza wa Jalla. So are we trying to perfect our salat? Are we trying to perfect our fast? Are we trying to get more out of it this particular year? So we have spiritual ibadah and worldly ibadah. Going to work, eating, being a parent, association, friends, relatives, dealing with people, gaining assets. That's worldly ibadah. So now, in our worldly ibadah, so say for example, some of us, or we know people that are maybe making their monies or their risks in a haram fashion, and then they come into Ramadan with that same attitude. Well, I got this money and I'm going to give this money, and after Ramadan I'm going to go back out and continue in that particular manner. Do you think that that particular person even have the concept of ibadah, let alone will that earnings be accepted from Allah Azza wa Jalla? Now, our spiritual ibadah, as we said, our fasting, our salah, our interaction with each other, that is more of a spiritual enlightenment, that's more of a spiritual discipline that we are trying to achieve, so we can be pleasing to Allah Ta'ala. So Allah Ta'ala says that this month was given to us as a means of self-restraint. Self-restraint from what? What are we trying to restrain ourselves from? What are we trying to restrain ourselves from and then push forward? Because those things right now, if we are honest with ourselves, that we are lacking in or that we are falling short in, those things are the ones that we have to improve and push out forward. But those things that are taking over our thoughts and our actions, and we seem like we have no control over those things, those are the things that we have to self-restrain. So, okay, let's say profanity, overeating, arguing, watching TV. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. How many of us are willing to give up the dajjal during Ramadan? You know, they say that the dajjal is a one-eyed monster. That's the biggest one. Some of us got 65-inch monsters. Some of us got 55-inch monsters. How many of us going to be willing to turn that joker off during the month of Ramadan? What's on there in this month, if Allah allows us to see it, that you're going to miss so much? Grey's Anatomy, Chicago PD. I mean, what is it? Are we, some of the brothers, are we willing to give up the Xbox and the PlayStation? You know, because we can spend hours on those things. And all of that is just worldly dunya. It's just dunya. It has no ibadah. It has no incorporation to improve ourselves or nothing. All of us are let a colorful metaphor slip from our mouths every once in a while. But the Prophet ﷺ said the one who curses his heart becomes darkened. So now, these are the little things. So this is what I'm saying. So what are these things in Ramadan that we are trying to improve individually? Because this is an individually effort. What makes it so powerful is that most mostly everybody that you come around this particular month is doing the same thing that you're doing. Either ritualistically or individually seeking Allah's help and aid to improve oneself. Facebook, that's another one. Man, good gracious, you get that up for a month, you'd be good. The Prophet ﷺ said that his ummah has been given 5 characteristics of honor in the month of Ramadan which have not been given to any other ummah. The smell coming out of the mouth of the fasting person is better with Allah than the best smells of musk. We've heard this. But have you heard that Allah Ta'ala has ordained the fish in the sea to keep praying to Allah to forgive the fasting person until they make iftar? In every day of Ramadan, Allah Ta'ala decorates the Jannah and addresses it and saying, it is not too far away from the righteous servants that are fasting in this month. Throw away their burdens of their worldly life, and they shall proceed towards you. In other words, Allah Ta'ala is decorating Jannah for those, and He is telling Jannah that this is not a far-fetched thing for the righteous one who is fasting and praying in the month of Ramadan for Allah Ta'ala's help and aid and His forgiveness and His mercy and being saved from the fire. And that those are the ones that throw off their worldly life. Allah is telling Jannah that these people will eventually proceed towards you. The rebellious shaitans are shackled in the month, and they cannot do in it what they do in other days, instigating men and women to commit sins. So now if anything happens to us during this month of Ramadan, it's from our own self. We can't blame shaitan or jinn. The only thing that we can blame is shaitan or nafs. We cannot blame Iblis for nothing this particular month. In the last night of this month, they, the fasting person, are granted amnesty from the fire. These are the 5 characteristics that the Holy Last Messenger ﷺ said that Allah Ta'ala said He has given to no other ummah but this ummah. So look already, before we even start the month, look how much the mercy of Allah Ta'ala is putting out for us. Look how much Allah Ta'ala is allowing us to ascertain or try to achieve. In conclusion, dear beloved Muslims, Allah Ta'ala says in His Quran, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu wa taqullaha ولا تنزع نفس ما قدمت لحد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون سبحان الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون ولا تقولوا الذين نسوا الله فأحصاهم أنفسهم أولئك هم الفاسقون. Oh, you will believe, fear Allah, and let every soul look to what it has set forth for tomorrow. Yeah, fear Allah, for Allah is well acquainted with all that you do. And be not like those who forgot Allah, and Allah made them to forget their own souls. Such are the rebellious and the transgressors. Dear beloved Muslims, let us not be written down with those who have forgotten about Allah and His Holy Last Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Let us not be among those who take this month very frivolously and we just gonna go through it. It's Ramadan, I know I got to fast, I know I got to do this, I know I got to do that. Without coming into the month, trying to please Allah Ta'ala, because the most important thing, dear beloved Muslims, how many more times is Allah Ta'ala is going to give us an opportunity for all of our past sins to be forgiven? How many more times are we going to squander this particular right that Allah Ta'ala has given to us? And remember, through the Holy Last Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that Allah Ta'ala says that this month of Ramadan is for him and him alone. This fast is for him. So if we don't